So, what is going on in Idaho? I thought we'd cover some case updates, what happened with that horrible incident that took the lives of firefighters, and update on that I covered last night. If you didn't see my live, we'll just kind of go over that. And then the case of Kohberger with the Idaho 4 students. So these will be some updated case discussions. I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to do a quick countdown and be right back with you. And this is Trinity, RedOrBluePill, HiHoKermitTheFrogHere. Get comfortable, share this out if you wouldn't mind, hit the thumbs up, and let me know where you're from, where you're at right now, and how the weather is in the chat. And as you know, this is all just thoughts and theories and just for your entertainment and educational purposes only. I hope that you can join me and let me know how you're doing. And welcome in, Miss Dragon, modding already in the house. So good to see you. Love your channel. You can always drop your link in there. I hope you do. Okay, let's talk about some things here. Okay. A lot of people are live right now, so it's always hard to know when to go live. Let's see here. Share screen. Here we go. So by now, you probably already heard all the updates. Hey, Next Exit, good to see you. Jeremy Single Knuckle from Eastern Washington and currently in Wallace, North Carolina. And it's 80 and humid. Oh, yeah. Yes, it is hot here too in Nebraska. Omaha, Nebraska. Okay, let's... So much going on. Now, to start first, this was for the fallen heroes of Idaho. This is the processional they had last night. So many prayers out to the families. That's such a sad situation. Firefighter, one of them in Idaho ambush, identified as Battalion Chief Frank Harwood, 42 years old. Northern Lake Fire Department, Coeur d'Alene Fire Department. And then Battalion Chief John Morrison. So sad. I have some other things that I'm going to throw in here too, but I think we'll start out with this. Wess Roley. And let's see, chat says, prove you're bot, not a bot. Tempe, 116 degrees. That is so hot. Hey, Space Troll, lightning hitting the ground everywhere and raining. They have concerts here still, though, outside. Wow. And you on the 33rd parallel? I don't know. I never looked to see what parallel I'm on. That's a good one. That's a really interesting thought. Okay, let's see. So we're going to start out with this. And what's unusual about this is that I guess he wanted to be a firefighter. And the grandfather's just completely shocked. And let me know in chat if you already heard the press conference or how much you want to go into this. But here's basically the synopsis of this. Wess Roley, identified as the shooter in the tragic ambush in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, June 29, 2025. He had a background that included a history of legal issues and concerning behavior. The summary is based on available information. He had prior arrest for assault in 2024, and this incident involved him allegedly attacking a woman with a knife, for which he was charged with felony assault with a deadly weapon. He pleaded guilty to a reduced charge of misdemeanor assault, receiving a sentence of 180 days in jail and 150 days suspended, and was ordered to undergo a mental health evaluation and complete anger management classes. Mental health and behavior, Raleigh's social media activity, platforms like on X, Twitter, formerly known as Twitter, revealed disturbing content, and he posted about his disdain for authority figures, including police and firefighters. Now, this is Grok AI, so do your own research. This is all thoughts and theories, and the internet's, to me, the internet's no longer, it's dead, but we'll go through some of this anyways, just because I covered it last night, and it's just a very tragic thing. It's just horrible. So yes, he had disdain for authority figures, police and firefighters, and expressed radical views. His posts included threats and a general hostility towards society, which raised concerns among those who followed him. Additionally, he was known to have made threats against his family, leading to a non-contact order being issued against him. So this attack and last night was just horrible.
Townspeople have come out. They've brought their American flags to show.
Pay their respects, which is great. I'm gonna find this is what's so terrible is the Idaho Tribune posted this and it said more information on the upholding. This was the ambush situation. Pray for the first responders and law enforcement. And this was one of the messages said, my friend just called me. Her brother was the first wave of guys who went up there and he just got home. He's a wreck. They were pinned down for over an hour just ducking from the fire. He said there's just 2 confirmed unalived, and it was 2 firefighters who were in those firefighter pickup trucks, not like the big fire trucks. They were both killed and still in the truck, and they're still there. No one can even get close to them. He's still actively shooting whenever there is movement. So that was just all right. And let's see. Gosh, oh, so good to see everybody in here. I'm so happy to see all you. I love my community. I hope you love this community too. Good Vibe Be Kind Tribe members, subscribers. I can't believe that you're here. I'm so grateful. I looked over at chat and my heart just got so happy. So I just have to say hello to you guys, gals. Jeremy Single Knuckle says, we had a high of 90 today with 80% humidity. Oof. Moab. Oh, wow, Trish Killen. I don't know how to say that. Mojave, is that right? 115 degrees. Douglas Navala, hello. Space Troll, people take life too serious sometimes. Yes, you got to enjoy every moment. After my life-threatening situation I just had, I'm definitely just grateful when I can do the things that I love to do, which today I got to go do some stuff. I needed to do a lot of things in the yard. Boy, it felt good, though. Because when you can't do something, that's when you realize how much you love doing something. It's kind of funny that way, right? Just live and enjoy. And yes, enjoy your families. Use your voices if you want to change things. Absolutely. I don't like doom and gloom, that's for sure. And a lot of these things, I have to say, is it a psyop? I'm sorry. I'm sure it's, people did pass away and that's horrible. It's tragic. It's terrible. But whenever they do this, what are they not talking about, right? But I got to be careful. Catch the replay, Jeremy Single Knuckle. Okay, I understand. Thank you for being here when you can be. Douglas Novella, ST. Yes, they do. All right. Miss Dragon, we love you. I'm such a horrible sister. My half-brother had to text me and ask if I knew about this because I forgot he just moved to Coeur d'Alene. Oh, you're not a terrible sister. I understand. Life is crazy. And it's, yes, I'm so, that is crazy. But he knows a lot that's going on there. What is his thoughts? I'm curious. Family is so blessed that our son-in-law was home. He's a fire captain right there. Oh my gosh. Really, Trish Killian? Oh my gosh. Wow. That hits way close to home. Hello, Carol. Stealth mode, so good to see you. Oliver, group hug. Yes, absolutely. I love this community. I love all of you. So good to see you. Aw, you guys are amazing. So do you already know like all the updates on this? I'm not going to like keep doing the same old news. It's been out in the news all day. So what are the new facts about the Idaho shooting? Hey, Rip Curl Readiness. Okay, good to see you. So the mother had a no contact order for the father, Jason Roley. I'm not sure if it's Roley. I think it's Roley. Since 2015. The mother raised Wess since he was 10. He recently moved to Idaho to work at his father's tree service. This is the mom and stepdad and Jason Roley, I believe, the father. They look so happy. Of course, they always want to make this look negative, but I don't think there's anything negative about this. I'm very proud of my nephew. He, what was it? I was trying to think what it's called. But in high school, they had a competition where you could shoot and try to get, what is that called? Oh, I'm trying to think what it's called. Rip Curl, you probably know what I'm talking about. Oh, but anyways, he did really well. It was pretty cool. But of course, they always want to paint everything as negative. And they always have to dig out the stuff that makes it look so, oh no. But, and then, of course, they have to put this out there. We don't know what all happened. We don't know anything, to be honest. We just know what they're trying to tell us, right? I know that I just have a hard time believing anything anymore, but... Trap and Skeet. Yes, Rip Curl Readiness. Thank you. Trap and Skeet. Yes, he had a huge trophy. He was so good at that. Good to see you, Slim Shady. And, okay, here we go. Thanks for keeping me from squirreling too much, but I love seeing all of you in chat. So they're saying no motive has been identified in the attack, but officers have not yet searched his vehicle. Let's see how long ago this was. 3 hours ago? That's hard to believe. It's hard to know. It's unclear, they're saying, if the blaze was used to lure the firefighter to the mountain for the ambush, or if the bloodbath was sparked by a disagreement during the interaction. Oh, there was a disagreement with the interaction over his car. So I guess there was some type of... I'm going to try and find the press conference. But here's some more photos of him. And sniper suspect Wess Roley claimed, "I'm going hunting," in the chilling post hours before the deadly ambush, as new details revealed. Well, maybe he was just going hunting. Who knows what really happened? It's horrible, absolutely horrible. But yeah, it's just tragic when you don't get all the answers. You don't get the full right from that person. Here he was with his mother just a few months ago when they're at Twin Falls, Hawaii. Ooh. Really, I have to look at that again. It said there's a satanic star. Oh, this. Oh, there's so many people totally being misled. It's really sad. I didn't notice that. That's a good catch. You know, and sometimes yeah, there's a lot of evil in this world. Absolutely. Cannot let it take over. Horrible, horrible. Oh, that's kind of heartbreaking. Just wonder why. What happened? Why did this have to go so wrong? Oh, what's this mean? I'm sure that probably means something, and I'm very innocent in not knowing what that means. Let's see if it's... Oh, they're saying that he might have been confused with his gender. I'm not sure if that's true. That's just speculation. But this is all thoughts and theories we're just discussing. Ooh, what? Oh. I can't say some of these things out loud. I'll get in trouble with my stream. But there it is. Yeah. I wanted to find the press conference. I'll just have to go to... I had to delete my live stream. I tried to do the press conference last night, which turned out to be nothing, actually. But yeah, it was a mess. So if you saw that I was going live and then I deleted it, I had nothing but trouble. But I'm just getting back, as most of you know that. Trying to get back after being really, really sick with that sepsis shock. Let's see, Wes. I wanted to get the press conference. Here we go. Is this 7 hours ago?
20-year-old Wess Roley has been identified as the suspect found dead on Canfield Mountain, who is believed to have ambushed firefighters in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
We do believe that the suspect started the fire, and we do believe that it was an ambush and it was intentional.
The suspect opened fire as firefighters worked to contain the flames. 2 firefighters were killed, and a third was injured. Authorities used cell phone data to track the suspect.
We honed in on that cell phone, and we saw that there was a...
Okay, I better not play any more of that. Oh, it's so good to see you, Archon Jackpot. I haven't seen you in a while. So good to see you. Glad you're here. So good to see everybody. Oh, 4 hours ago. Here we go. Here's the press conference I was looking for.
When you leave here today, I want you to know who the suspect is, know what we know about the suspect right now. I'll give you a...
Hey, Daryl Calhoun, good to see you. Okay, let me know if you've already heard this in chat. I'll be looking at chat. Let me know if you've already listened to this or if you want to hear it. I'll play it all the way through. But I'll be looking at chat, so let me know. Put a 1 in if you've already heard it. Put a 2 in if you have not. So 1 if you have, 2 if you've not, please.
Fire update of where the fire is right now, and some of the challenges that we had in making a containment on a 3.2 square mile mountain. And to let you know that we had a jumper off of Veterans Bridge, and we'll give you just a little bit of information on that. So the suspect that has been identified by our Cooney County Coroner's Office, Coroner Duke Johnson there, has been identified as Wess Roley, date of birth of May 1st, 2005. As of right now, and this is all very, very preliminary, we've had a lot of resources at the crime scene. We've been working through the night, so many of these facts are subject to change. We believe that Roley has prior residence in California, Arizona, and Idaho. We believe he was born in California. the Kootenai County Sheriff's Office and Coeur d'Alene Police Department, we've had 5 interactions with Roley. And of those 5 interactions, we've had 3, Coeur d'Alene Police had 2. They're very, very minor in nature. They had to do with more trespassing. He was trespassing at a location. He was asked to leave and he cooperated. We had some welfare checks on Roley, and very, very minor. We don't show any criminal history for Roley. We do have some social media presence for for Roley. Find it disgusting to call him a Mister, but we don't have any much to go on. Here's some of his social media postings that were recently removed from social media. I believe this one was Instagram. We have some copies of this that Lieutenant Mark Ellis will distribute. Where we're at with the crime scene. The crime scene is active. We still have the suspect's vehicle that is up down an embankment of the mountain. Deputies who responded on scene to protect life and engage the suspect thought it would be in their best interest to get rid of what they thought was Roley's vehicle. So they had the frame of mind to push it over the side so he couldn't come around and get in that vehicle and flee. So we have not been able to find any manifesto. We have not been able to inventory the vehicle, although people that have seen the vehicle do believe it appeared as if he was living in the vehicle. There was a lot of debris that's in the vehicle, so that's all we have on that. Like I said again, we have not verified or found any manifesto. We have not done an inventory of that vehicle. I'd like to give you an update on the fire that we believe Roley started. Roley was found to be in possession of a flint starter, and we believe that was his method for starting the fire. That eventually led to firefighters responding.
Come here.
So as of right now, the fire is at 26 acres. It has not grown. It is a slow progress because it's very difficult terrain to get assets, ground assets up there. They are putting, Idaho Department of Lands is putting a lot of water on it from aerial supports, so that's going rather well. They believe they'll have a fire line around it by dark tonight. There are no structures that are threatened. Again, I'd like to say that last night about 11 p.m. we did receive information that an individual jumped from Veterans Bridge. That is not related to this situation whatsoever. We don't find any nexus to the murdering of the 2 firefighters and injuring of 1. Now we have some of our incident commander who was here last night. That was the incident command of the scene. We have some of our SWAT operators that were here last night, and we had about 27 containment points on this mountain. And just to give you an idea, when you're setting up a containment in an urban setting, you might have 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks that you're setting up a containment on. But when you are setting up on a mountain, that just provides a lot more difficult dynamics than if it were a city block. So we, to the 27 containment points, we had 2, 3, 4 officers per containment point, And then we have a primary containment point where we believe the suspect is. Then we have a secondary containment point. And we absolutely utilized every resource that responded to the command post. You know, I do have the incident commander from last night if there's any questions. Kevin and Jeremy Heil, Kevin Smart, can you come up here just to be here just in case somebody has any questions? And at this time, we can't locate a criminal record for this individual. We've had interactions with him, but we don't find a criminal record with him. Also, we don't find that there's any nexus to any Islamic Jihad, which is also being disseminated on social media. We don't find that there's a nexus to that either. Yes, we're going to take questions. It appears that he shot himself. Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and link this
We have.
in the description field of the video. So if you want to continue listening to it, it's horrible. It's tragic. Oh, I'm so much love and prayers to all the families affected. It's a tragedy. Just absolutely horrible. Yeah. There's a lot of people putting lots of perspectives out there, though. So it is really interesting. And have any of you heard about the Idaho 4? Hey, Pono 8888. I've heard that the suspect's wife was hovering her fire pit, hosed by a fireman or a few of them. What? So if you've been following, this is going to change subjects here. Idaho 4 is crazy. Horrible tragedy. I'm going to get into that next. And after all this time, after the 4 unalived students that happened, I believe, in 2022, they were getting ready for the trial. And yeah, it's really horrible. After all this time, supposedly he's taken a plea deal, and the families are very upset. So we're going to get into Bryan Kohberger. I'm going to just do a quick synopsis here of that. Have anybody heard about this? I know I don't normally do true crime or crime channel, but since this is in Idaho as well, and all this all kind of happened today, it's really kind of interesting. So I kind of just decided to put it all in tonight's stream. But there's other things I'd like to cover too. Get back on some of the regular things we talk about. Yes, Idaho again, right, Daryl Calhoun? It's horrible. Oh, Pono, you're so funny. Okay, so on November 13th, 2022, 4 University of Idaho students, Kaylee Goncalves, who was 21, Madison Mogan, 21, those were like sisters, they were best of friends, Xana Carnoodle, and Ethan Chapman, were stabbed to death in an off-campus house in Moscow, Idaho. The victims' 3 roommates and Carnoodle's boyfriend were attacked in the early morning hours with a large knife. Bryan Kohberger, a 28-year-old criminology PhD student at nearby Washington State University, was arrested December 30th, 2022 in Pennsylvania, charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of burglary. Evidence linking him to the crime includes DNA on a knife sheath found at the scene, cell phone records showing his presence near the house multiple times, and a witness account of a masked man in the house. Kohberger's defense claims no direct connection to the victims, though some reports suggest that he followed 3 victims on Instagram and sent messages to 1. On June 30th, 2025, Kohberger agreed to a plea to guilty to all counts, receiving 4 4 consecutive life sentences, avoiding the death penalty. So a lot of people, this is, if you have not heard about this case, people have really went all in on this, on whether they believe he is or is not guilty. Being a criminology, it's just hard to believe that he did so many. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to think, but the families are pretty upset. So I'm going to read to you one of the statements from the family, because they're outraged. Okay, here we go. So one of the statements from the families is this. The Goncalves family statement: the death penalty is merely an illusion in the criminal justice system. When available, it serves as a bargaining tool for the state, and when rarely applied, it's never enforced due to highly inefficient process. The notion that someone can plead guilty to a crime and still face years of delays reveals a systematic failure. The Latah County Prosecutor's Office treatment of our family during this process is something I wouldn't wish on anyone. We questioned decisions early in the investigation. Why was the mayor commenting on the case? Why was the coroner speaking to families? Why was an officer with less than 2 years' experience leading the investigation? Why was the University of Idaho involved when they declared it an isolated off-campus incident? Why was the university permitted to write a book about the incident while others were silenced under an overly broad order? As a result, we were branded adversaries, so it was no shock how the Latah County Prosecutor's Office mishandled the plea deal. They vaguely mentioned a possible plea on Friday without seeking our input and presented the plea on Sunday. Latah County should be ashamed of its prosecutor's office. 4 wonderful young people lost their lives, yet the victims' families were treated as opponents from the outset. We weren't even called about the plea. We received an email with a letter attached. That's how Latah County Prosecutor's Office treats murder victim families. Adding insult to injury, they are rushing the plea, giving families just 1 day to coordinate and appear in the courthouse for a plea on July 2nd. Who do they think they are? After more than 2 years, this is how it concludes, with a secretive deal and a hurried effort to close the case without any input from the victims' families on the plea's details. Our family is frustrated right now, and that will subside, and we will come together as always and deal with the reality that we face moving forward. Once again, we thank everyone for their thoughts and prayers. So, yeah. Okay. Here we go. And I'll show you a picture of the slain students. It's horrible. If I can find one, I'll just look up here. Has anybody heard about this case? I mean, there's terrible things that happen all the time. A lot of people have really put a lot of time into this case. Okay, here we go. These are the playing that. It's horrible. Let's see if I can find some more pictures of these students. So you have heard about this case, and what are your thoughts on it? Because there's a lot of people talking. They've been talking. There's been so many people discussing this for a long time on all the strange parts of the case that just don't add up. In fact, the house that it happened, where it happened, they knocked it down. And a lot of times they'll keep a house, or if it was to go to trial, they would go and visit possibly it's very sad. It's such an interesting case. It's really weird. It's very strange. It's hard to believe that if he's a criminal, professor or student, whatever he is, that he would do so many things that were just, but then again, I don't know what psychopaths do when they lose their minds. So I just don't know. I know that I know nothing. That's what I'm going to say. So, in fact, there's so many people talking about it. It says, I understand why the deal was offered, but I'm so disappointed that this waste of skin has now avoided the firing squad, because that's what they were doing. I guess they were creating a room, almost like Squid Games, where nobody would know who shot the rifles, and there'd be like an automatic cleanup and everything. Some really advanced, firing squad. Interesting. By pleading guilty to 4 counts of murder today, the family of these young victims deserve better. And so another commenter is, okay, then genius. If the state has no evidence, why is Kohberger taking a bleeping plea deal? And they call them people pro-burgers instead of Kohberger, because they were not sure. They just felt like a lot of things did not line up. But you know what? We are in the United States of America, where you're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. If we lose that, we would lose a lot. So if he's guilty, that's just horrible, which it sounds like he pleaded, which is, this case is just so much more than I can even explain. It's very strange. What is this? Okay, this is the same thing that somebody just summarized, the whole thing I just read. There's so much that goes into this. So this person commented, so we have a Mustang found after the crime, doused in bleach, and forensics swarm it. Media, silence. We have the crashed Elantra in Oregon. Media, silence. We have the Balakovs galore. Media, silence. I'm not sure what that means. We have manipulated glowing fireball. Media, Bryan did it. So there's just a lot of people. There's so many things about this case that are just odd. I can't even get into all of it. But I guess, why would you plead? I guess innocent people have pleaded guilty in the past. I don't know why you'd ever do that. But, yeah. So I'm guessing but the families just really feel like they didn't get justice. Yeah. Beautiful girls. So sad. All right. Well, that's basically what the stream's going to be about tonight. But I thought, maybe my next stream, I'll see what you think about this in chat. Let me know if you're interested in, and have you heard about, this is something I was going to bring up. I thought this is interesting. I've been thinking about this for a while. This is totally off the subject, but maybe as a stream I can do this week or tomorrow or whenever. But I think it's interesting. Most people, they're saying that most people do not have an inner dialogue. Do you have an inner dialogue? Yes, if you do. No, if you don't. I thought everybody had an inner dialogue. So they're saying that it's just assumed that everyone, someone said, I just assumed everyone had it. That little narrator in your head who talks you through your decisions, who questions your actions, who reflects on your failures and asks, why did I do that? But there's data. Over 75% of people report little to no inner dialogue at all. Nothing. No voice, no back and forth, no internal monologue steering the ship. This person says, like, WTF. They think in pictures, emotions, or gut instincts. They just know things without verbalizing them internally. That sounds harmless per se, until you realize what's missing. Self-awareness, moral calibration, inner correction, long-term speculation. All of it hinges on the ability to hold a conversation with yourself. to weigh options, rehearse scenarios, argue with your own thoughts. Take that away, and what's left is not a philosopher. It's a refined animal in a human body. Sorry, 75% is what he's saying, or she's saying. I honestly don't think we're studying this seriously enough. I can't say that word right now. I don't think he spelled it right. Psychologists. There we go. Dismiss it as neurodiversity, as if it's just a quirk. But when it's more than that, what if we're looking at fundamental divide in human consciousness, almost like a split between narrative beings and reactive shells? Sorry, again, I'm just reading this person's thoughts. Between those who live with an inner world and those who just follow the script handed to them by instinct and media. Sound familiar? Think about what this explains. Why people are so easy to manipulate, or why they're so easy to be manipulated. Why mass movements work. Why so few stop to question anything. Because if there's no voice inside, there's nothing to say, hold on, is this right? There's no inner witness, no friction, just impressions, feelings, and that next dopamine hit. I know this will be controversial, but these are the study conclusions. So this person continues with this last little thing where he or she says, I'm assuming that the silence in others is just quiet, not absence. But what if most of the world is sleepwalking? Not because they're unwilling, but because they're literally unequipped to narrate their own story. If that's true, everything we know about agency, ethics, and consciousness needs to be rewritten. So, yeah, I don't know. I find that interesting. So I'm going to look at chat real quick. And I'm so grateful that you guys have been here. I'm sure this is I didn't need to go live to do this tonight, but I just wanted to come on here and say hi to all of you and kind of follow up with what I went live on last night, and just really thank you for being here. Yes, indeed. I wish pretty girls live forever. Guardian jackpot. If it's bad, then no. Says J Paz. Hey, Louie. Tramposh. Wow, I have the voice that I argue with. Yeah, stealth mode. Oh my gosh. I think too much. I do inner and outer dialogue, says J Paz. I love it. Wow, so true. I have an inner dialogue with the Holy Spirit. That's beautiful. Yes, let me speak of... I need to be able to highlight what I'm reading these. Sorry. So in other words, I talk to myself and answer my questions and know that I was right all along. That's awesome. Yes, I love the community. Okay, I'm going to put this Discord link in. Get that real quick. Aha. I don't know why that song's in my head. Invite. Here we go. Copy a link. This is a great tool to build. Just chat and talk to one another when needed. I try to drop in there. Well, I've not been well, so I'm just getting back. As most of you know, I've been really sick. I didn't want to complain, though, when I was really in it. I was so sick I couldn't even think. There we go. Pin the message to the top. Thank you to the wonderful moderators, Daryl Calhoun. I'm not sure if Miss Dragon's still in here with us. Rip Curl Readiness was in here with us tonight. And yeah, I don't know if Love Pugs was in here earlier. I'm looking to see. Thank you to the wonderful mods, and of course all of the good vibe, be kind tribe members. Thank you, and all the new subscribers. I will organize the giveaway. I'm excited to do that. I will try and come up with some fun topics, interesting topics. So in comments and replay crew, please put in things that you would like to do a little more deeper dives on, or go down some rabbit holes in the comments. And the replay crew, you know I love you. And we'll do some more things that aren't just, true crime. But anything breaking or going on in the world, I like to try to jump on here now that I'm feeling better and hang out with you and get better at this. I'm definitely trying. So, okay. Humongous hugs, high fives, and good vibes. This is Trinity. Red or blue pill. Hi-ho. Kermit the Frog here. Come with me, and you'll see a world of pure imagination.